All right, Steve Francis of the Houston Rockets up next. Incidentally, we are unveiling a jump meter tonight, a new technology that instantly measures the height that each player reaches when dunking. Oh, Steve Francis answering Tracy McGrady. Wow.
I can't tell you for sure what's going on in his head, but I'm not sure that when he got up there, he just couldn't decide whether he wanted two hands or one hand to finish it.
Well, it didn't matter. The guy was up so high. What's the dunk meter on that ball? It had to be 11 feet. Look at this guy right here. He doesn't even catch the ball clean. He doesn't have very big hands. The ball rolls down his wrist, and he still dunks it.
I want to hear how Kenny judges this pass now.
And you see the difference between catching it higher and catching it lower. He was up. He had to go get it. But it was very similar, as you were indicating my scoring. It was very similar. Tracy McGrady had a great dunk, but this was just as special.
Look at it. He dunks it with his wrist. He doesn't even have the ball in his hand.
And you see the jump meter, which displays the in-flight trajectory of the successful slam dunk. Crowd not agreeing with some of the scoring of what Kenny Smith had a 10, which is a perfect score. Here's Cheryl.
Oh, obviously you're not really happy with that. You thought you could have caught it a little further from the basket.
I could have caught it, you know, but the ball kind of slipped out my hand. But, you know, hopefully I'll make it to the next round and, you know, advance.
What are you going to come with if you do advance?
I don't know. I got to think of something wonderful. So I'll be dialecting on the side over there.
Maybe we should have just given Vince an 11 or a 12 on the first dunk.
Steve Francis of the Houston Rockets, who opened up with a 45 on his first stuff.
I predict a 50 right here. I'm going out on a limb. I predict a 50, Kenny. I like it so far.
Francis. Oh, again. It appeared that the bounce was behind his head, but able to save it and put it home.
He almost overruns the basketball. The ball winds up further behind him than he anticipated. Here he gets going. The ball stays behind. Let me reach back, grab it, and finish.
Whoa.
What do you have for us over there, Kate?
Oh, I got to give him the 10 on that one, ladies and gentlemen, because, like you said, the ball is so far behind him that he actually hits his ankle with the basketball. Watch it hit his ankle. He's going to come back. The jump meter's not 38. It must be wrong, because that has to be over 38.
All right, let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, George, you scored low at the beginning, but you've come up now with a 10 for Vince and a 10 now, and this last one for Stevie Francis. What's impressed you?
Well, you know, what impressed me about Stevie Francis is his size and then his creativity for a guy his size. You know, that's pretty difficult to do. That's a 10.
And Rick, what'd you try to give Vince?
Listen, I wanted to give Vince a 12, but, you know, he has to understand that he's a lot tougher on him. Hey, I'm a white guy that couldn't jump. I'm impressed with all of this stuff.
Well, Tracy got a 50. The interesting thing is he got a 50 without it. The strategy coming into the finals is going to be that they want to use their teammates as passers and jumpers. And now Francis and Mobley right here, they had planned to do the lob, jump over the top of Mobley, one that Grant Hill.
Well, maybe they'll use it because they didn't finish the other group. Stackhouse and Hill really never got it done, right?
Right, so it might look impressive to do it just to get it out of the way.
He's going to do it. No, he didn't bend down. I thought he bent down.
Good idea, but not able to cash in.
Didn't matter. He's in the finals anyway.
And the crowd responds to the combination of Steve Francis and Cuttino Mobley of the Houston Rockets. So he will keep his first two scores. He can drop one of the three. And Steve Francis will end up with a 95 for the first round.
Well, that wasn't his best. I mean, he was saving it. You could tell he was just kind of cruising right there. That was a very easy dunk for Steve Francis.
Let's go to Craig.
Well, Steve, you obviously knew you were in the finals already, but you guys had not worked as a team. Is that the one you planned right there?
No, you know, Jerry Stackhouse and
Grant Hill
took our original dunk.
stole it. They stole
We
it.
try to improvise. You know, we some young bucks. We still try to improvise, but I still, you know, really respect them, and I was glad I was able. You know, even though I missed, I'm happy I'm in the finals.
We just wanted to participate as
Just
well as possible.
participate. Let's go back to Mark.
Now, those are team players. And in this final round, each competitor will have two dunks with or without a teammate.
$720 sounds like 2 360s to me.
You know what was amazing was Vince Carter was out watching the mascots jump off the trampoline looking for ideas on what he was going to do in the finals.
Vince Carter looking to psych out Steve Francis. All right, here's Francis with his first.
Not good enough, pretty good dunk, but that wasn't as good as the one he bounced and did that same action off of.
And you have to believe that Vince Carter has the advantage of the crowd going wild with every one of his opportunities.
Reminiscent of Michael Jordan doing something similar years ago. Dominique using that same one from the side, where they come from the left side, bring it back, scoop it down and up, and then finish with the dunk.
We still have to remember that Stevie Francis is only 6'2.5". And those dunks are very impressive for 6'2.5".
With small hands, too. He can't even palm a basketball. I was in the locker room with him before the game. He cannot palm a basketball.
All right, the total 43 on the first dunk for Steve Francis.
I guess I'll finish with that one.
All right, Steve Francis being urged on by supporters. This is the second dunk of the final round for Francis.
He's allowed to replace that dunk now. He gets the opportunity to replace one missed dunk in the final.
I know, but it doesn't matter now. He got 43 in his first dunk. He was right. I think he's done. I think Vince can just go up and dunk it any way he wants for 50.
He's got the wind knocked out of his sails right now. He doesn't even feel like doing it, I don't think, Stevie. Come on, man. I'm going to give you something if you do something good for us, baby.
Steve getting some advice from Jerome Williams of the Detroit Pistons. Asking Jason Williams of Sacramento to step back, looking for the room. This is the final round. Vince Carter opened with a 50. Tracy McGrady with a 45. Steve Francis with a 43.
He got big numbers with that one. Big numbers.
That's awesome.
So the crowd responding to Steve Francis. Let's see how the judges respond.
Well, I had to give him a 10 ball. You know, it wasn't a sympathy 10 either. This guy really went up and got this. He could have said, I'm just going to leave the competition, but he goes up, cocks it between the legs, and throws it down.
That's unbelievable, guy. Yeah, I mean, he's 6'2", but he doesn't have short arms or big hands. I mean, that is awesome what he just did right there. This would win. This guy would win it a lot of years.
Kenny, you have become more and more compassionate as the competition has moved on.
Well, you know, he did a great job. You had to give him the props for that one. Putting it through his legs, coming back. But this young man, I think, has something in store for us, too.
They didn't want me to win today.